At my birthday dinner with friends, she announced to everyone that she was still figuring out what she wanted in life, while holding my hand across the table. I let go immediately, stood up, and told everyone I was not feeling well. While my friends watched in confused silence, I drove her home without saying a word. While she tried to explain at her door, I simply said we were done and walked away. If you enjoy real relationship stories, hit subscribe. The restaurant was one of those trendy places downtown with exposed brick and Edison bulbs. My friend Kyle had reserved the private room upstairs for my 30th birthday. 12 people around a long table. Friends from college, work, my brother, and Monica. We had been together for 18 months, living together for 6. This was supposed to be a celebration of stability, of having my life together as I entered a new decade. Monica sat to my right, scrolling her phone while everyone settled in. She had been distant all week. When I asked about it, she waved me off with excuses about work stress and family drama. I believed her. I always believed her. Kyle stood up to make a toast. He talked about our friendship since freshman year, about how proud he was to see me doing well. Everyone raised their glasses. Monica raised hers without looking up from her phone. The food came. Conversation flowed easily around the table. My coworker James was telling a story about a disastrous client meeting. People laughed. Monica picked at her salmon, still distracted. Then my brother asked the question. "So you two," he started, looking between Monica and me with genuine warmth. "Any big plans? You seem really solid together." It was an innocent question, a natural thing to ask a couple who had been living together for half a year. Monica set down her fork. She took my hand on the table, a public gesture she rarely made. Her fingers were cold against mine. She smiled at my brother, then at the whole table. "That is such a good question," she began, her voice taking on this philosophical tone that made my stomach tighten. She squeezed my hand. The pressure felt condescending. "Daniel is wonderful. Truly the most stable man I have ever known. So dependable, so consistent. Stable like it was a diagnosis. Dependable like it was boring." She continued, her gaze drifting to the window. "But I am at this point in my life where I need to really understand what I want long term. I am young." "Well, youngish?" She laughed. No one else did. "I feel like I owe it to myself to explore what is out there, to understand all my options before making permanent decisions. You understand, right?" The table went silent. The only sound was the faint jazz music from the restaurant below. I saw Kyle's face freeze mid-smile. I saw my brother's fork stop halfway to his mouth. I saw James look down at his plate like he wished he could disappear. Explore what is out there. Understand all my options. She had just told my closest friends that their friend was a temporary placeholder while she shopped for something better. Monica's hand still rested on top of mine. That public display of affection was now the most humiliating thing I'd ever experienced. I slid my hand out from under hers. The sound of my chair scraping back was loud in the silence. I stood up. My movements felt automatic, robotic. I looked at Kyle. "I am sorry, I need to leave." He nodded slowly, understanding in his eyes. I looked at Monica. "We should go." My voice was flat, empty. "Daniel, what are you doing?" she started. "I am leaving," I repeated. "You can come or stay. Your choice." I pulled out my wallet, threw down enough cash to cover both our meals plus tip, and walked toward the stairs. I heard her chair scrape, heard her apologizing to everyone in that bright, fake voice. Heard her heels clicking behind me on the stairs. The night air outside was cold. I walked to my car, got in, started the engine. She opened the passenger door and slid in. "Are you serious right now?" she demanded. "You just embarrassed me in front of everyone because of one comment." I pulled out of the parking lot. "It was not one comment," I said quietly. "Oh my God, you are so sensitive." "I was just being honest, being real. Is not that what you always say you want?" I signaled a turn. The clicking of the blinker filled the car. "So I am an experiment," I stated. Not a question, a fact. No, do not put words in my mouth. You are my foundation. But even foundations get tested to see if they can handle what gets built on them. The metaphor was so staggeringly selfish it almost broke through my numbness. Almost. I gripped the steering wheel. You humiliated me, I said, in front of my closest friends, at my birthday dinner. I did not. You are catastrophizing. They understand what I meant. You are just choosing to be hurt. For the next 20 minutes, she talked. Her words were a tornado of justification and self-pity. You are taking this the wrong way. I just meant I need to grow as a person, and you are so content with everything. It is not you. It is me wanting to experience more before I settle. This is healthy. This is how modern relationships work. You are wonderful, Daniel. But wonderful can be passive. I drove. I did not look at her. I did not interrupt. I just absorbed every word and let it solidify the ice forming in my chest. This was who she was. This had always been who she was. I had just been too comfortable to notice. We reached her building, the apartment we technically shared but where she kept most of her things. I pulled into a visitor spot, put the car in park. She looked at me, expecting a response, a fight, tears, begging, something she could manipulate. I unbuckled my seatbelt, got out, walked around and opened her door. A final automatic courtesy. She got out, searching my face. Daniel, talk to me, please. I looked at her, really looked at the woman I thought I would build a future with. I felt nothing. No love, no hate, just vast empty clarity. She reached for my arm. I stepped back, out of her reach. Her eyes widened. That withdrawal scared her more than anything I could have said. You are free to explore now, I told her. My voice was quiet, final. I got back in my car, closed the door. In the rearview mirror, I saw her standing there, one hand still outstretched. I drove away. With every block, the weight in the car lessened until it was just me and a silence that felt like peace. The first night I slept deeply. The second I woke at 3 a.m. with her words playing on loop. Explore what is out there. Understand all my options. I saw my brother's frozen fork, Kyle's collapsed smile. The whole table watching me get reduced to a trial run. I let the humiliation wash over me, through me. I did not fight it. I observed it like a scientist studying a sample. By dawn, it was done. The feeling was spent. I did not call in sick. I went to work. I attended meetings. I wrote code. The world kept turning. After work, I joined a boxing gym, not the casual fitness place I used to go to. A real gym with heavy bags and serious people. I hired a trainer for 3 sessions to learn proper form. The first time I hit the bag with full force, my knuckles screaming, I thought about her patting my hand. Stable? Dependable? I hit harder. I told my friends in a group text that Monica and I split. No drama, just different paths. Kyle offered to grab beers and let me vent. I declined, said I was good. Instead, I called an old friend from grad school who had moved to the city. We met for dinner, talked about his startup, about the new season of that show we both watched. Easy conversation without anyone analyzing my emotional state. I enrolled in an online course for cloud architecture certification, something I'd been putting off for a year. My evenings had new structure. Gym, study, cook. I learned to make proper stir-fry, perfected my steak technique. I ate at my kitchen counter listening to podcasts, and the food was perfect because I made it for myself. Weeks turned into months. The sharp betrayal softened into a simple fact of my history. I thought about Monica less and less. When I did, it was without heat. She was a person who made a choice. I was a person who accepted it. The first hint of consequences came from Kyle. We were getting coffee when he brought it up carefully. Mutual friend drama, he said. Thought you should know. I raised an eyebrow. Monica is dating someone. Guy named Brett, works in finance, drives a leased BMW, very flashy. I waited. From what I hear, it is intense. 1 week they are in Miami. The next she is crying to friends because he will not commit to anything serious. I felt a distant ripple. Not satisfaction, just recognition. She wanted excitement. Sounds like she found it. Kyle shook his head. You are different, man, am I? Yeah, old Daniel would have been worried, would have asked questions to make sure she was okay. He was right. I am not responsible for her choices. I said simply. Kyle smiled. No, you are not. A year passed. The certification was on my resume. My salary increased. My body changed. Not dramatically, but noticeably stronger. The silence in my apartment was now companionship instead of emptiness. I saw one of Monica's friends at a grocery store. Ashley. She gave me an awkward wave. I nodded and kept walking. A month later, Kyle mentioned that Ashley and Monica had a massive fight and were not speaking. The reason was Brett. The social media glimpses, seen through friends who had not unfollowed me, told a story. The lavish dinner posts stopped. The club photos disappeared. Posts became infrequent, then erratic. A quote about trust. A blurry photo of wine at home. Then nothing for weeks. The final piece came from public information. Bored one evening while code was compiling, I looked up Brett's company. Easy to find. Flashy website full of buzzwords. A few clicks deeper to state business records. His consulting LLC had dissolved 6 months ago for non-payment of fees. A review on a local forum from last week. Took advance payment, never delivered services. Avoid. So the exciting flame had burned out. It was neither satisfying nor sad. Just a fact. The first direct contact was a text from an unknown number. Daniel, it is Monica. I know I should not be reaching out. I just think I made a terrible mistake. Can we talk? The words sat on my screen. I felt nothing. No spike in heartbeat, no tightness in chest, just pixels. I put the phone down, finished my chapter, made coffee, watched birds outside my window. The phone buzzed again 2 hours later. Please, I picked up the phone. Created a new contact, named it Do Not Answer, saved the number, then blocked it. The action felt hygienic. I was not ignoring her out of pain. I was filtering spam. Her mistake was hers to manage. My peace was mine to protect. The voicemail came a week later. I was reviewing plans for a bookshelf I was building when my phone lit up with Do Not Answer. I let it go to voicemail, finished my measurements, then played it on speaker while cleaning tools. Her voice was thin, stripped of confidence. Daniel, it is me. I know you probably hate me. I just need you to know I am sorry. I was scared and stupid, and I said horrible things to the best person I ever knew. You were my home. I did not know what I had until I destroyed it. Please call me back. I am so lost. A wet sniffling sound. Then click. I saved the voicemail. Not as treasure, as a benchmark. A reminder of the shift from smug dismissal at my birthday to this raw desperation. Useful data. I archived it and moved on. The intervention came from Ashley. Her name flashed on my screen. I almost ignored it, but curiosity won. Daniel, hi, how are you? I am well. Ashley, what can I do for you? My tone was polite, impersonal. Pause. She was not used to me setting boundaries. I'm calling about Monica. She is really struggling. That guy Brett was awful. Took money from her. It was all fake. She is completely wrecked. I am aware things did not work out for her. Another pause. My lack of emotional donation was disrupting her script. Look, Ashley pushed. I know what she did was terrible. At your birthday. But would it kill you to show compassion? To just talk to her? You were together for 18 months. I leaned back. looked out at city lights. Ashley, my compassion was spent a long time ago. I am not responsible for consequences of her choices. She was free to explore. That freedom includes facing the results. That is cold. Daniel, it is factual. Is there anything else? She hung up. The text started that night. Do not answer. Why will you not answer me? I said I was sorry. Do not answer. You were never this cruel. You have changed. Do not answer. Is this your revenge? To ignore me while I fall apart? I did not block the new number. The messages were like weather reports from a storm that already passed over me. The finale came on a Thursday evening. I was cooking when my building buzzer rang. I ignored it. It rang again. Long, insistent, a third time in frantic bursts. I sighed, walked to the intercom, pressed without speaking. Daniel, it is me. I know you are there. Please, I need to see you. Her voice frayed through the speaker. I said nothing, released the button. The buzzer screamed again. I knew neighbors would complain. The path of least resistance was brief interaction. I buzzed her in. I did not open my door wide. I stood in the frame, arms crossed. She looked diminished, clothes rumpled, makeup smudged, the confident energy gone. You will not answer my calls. No, I agreed. Why? How can you shut me out? After everything, you asked for freedom. You have it. This, I gestured vaguely, is not my problem. A hysterical laugh. I am hurting, Daniel. The man I left you for was a con artist. My friends are gone. I have nothing. I remained silent. Do not you see? She pleaded. Tears starting. It was all a mistake. You were right. Stable is good. I was an idiot. I want to come home. The word home. It meant my apartment, my life, the stability she publicly dismissed. This is not your home. Her face crumpled, then hardened. The tears dried. You were never this cold. What is wrong with you? Did I break you that badly? You are just an empty shell now. There it was. Anger when manipulation failed. She was not sorry for what she did. She was sorry it did not work out. I do not want anything from you, Monica. Not a thing. The simplicity deflated her. Goodbye, I said. Not as a wish, as a description. I closed the door, heard a muffled sob, then footsteps retreating. I returned to my kitchen, picked up my knife, finished chopping vegetables. Saturday morning at the farmer's market. Sunlight through glass canopy. Smell of fresh bread and coffee. I held a basket in one hand, Emma's hand in the other. Emma was an environmental consultant I met through work. Calm energy, genuine smile. We had been dating 4 months. Easy, quiet, mutual. We were debating tomatoes when I felt eyes on me. I looked up. Monica stood 10 feet away near flowers. Overpriced latte in hand. She looked strained, like a sheet pulled too tight. Her eyes fixed on me. Then Emma. Then our joined hands. Loss and envy flashed across her face before she locked it down. Emma sensed my shift. Friend of yours. Someone I used to know, I said. Squeezed her hand. It is fine. But Monica was crossing toward us. She ignored Emma completely. Daniel. Hi, Monica? I nodded. Awkward beat. Can we please just get coffee? Talk as friends. Emma politely studied honey jars, giving privacy without leaving. No, I said. Simple, definitive. Her composure cracked. Why? Why are you doing this? I said I was sorry. I miss you. I miss us. I took a slow breath. Smelled soil and basil. I looked at her and felt only distant pity. Monica. No. This is Emma. I gestured. We are in the middle of our day. Monica's eyes darted to Emma. Really seeing her. The confidence. The lack of need. Fresh desperation. I just miss you. Hollow. A script with no audience. I achieved the final form of moving on. I spoke pure truth. I do not think about you, not to hurt, just fact. I wish you well, Monica, truly. But please do not contact me again. I turned slightly. Physical punctuation. I looked at Emma. My demeanor shifted, softened. The bakery with sourdough is this way. Emma smiled. Lead the way. We walked, merged back into market flow, into sunlight and bread smell. I did not look back, felt Emma's hand tighten. Wordless question. It is okay, I said, all okay. I felt Monica's gaze for a few more seconds. Phantom wait. Then it was gone. No victory, no sting, just warm reality of Emma's hand. The basket, the list, the profound, peaceful understanding that the past was closed. A chapter in a book I was no longer reading. I was free. And I had been for a long time. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe. Sometimes the person who wants to explore their options discovers too late that the best option was standing right there. Thanks for listening.